Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to take a quick session on the first domain of CISM, which is Certified Information Security Manager, and the domain is Information Security Governance. So it won't be um, your overall guide for the domain one. Domain one is very vast. This is just a quick session and quick overview of what information security governance is. Okay. So before I move on, I would like to give a quick introduction about myself. So my name is Devashish Kumar Deb, and on the screen you can see my LinkedIn profile link. So you can visit my LinkedIn profile for more information about my professional career. So currently I'm working as an information security consultant in a market leading fintech organization, and I have total 15 plus of experience in IT consulting, information security, and cyber security. I have couple of professional certifications like Certified Information Security Manager, Certified Information Systems Auditor, Certified Ethical Hacker, ISO 27001 2022 Lead Auditor, ISO 31000 Lead Risk Manager, ISO 27032 Lead Cybersecurity Manager, and ITIL V3. And as I said, if you want to know more about me, you can visit my LinkedIn profile. So let's understand all the domains in CISM. So CISM consists four domain, and domain one is information security governance, which is total 17% of the overall questions you will get in the exam, which is approximately 35 to 36 questions. Then domain two is information security risk management, which is 20%. And domain three is information security program development and management, which is 33%. And domain four is information security incident management, which is 30%. So you might have a question in your mind that why I should focus on information security governance because it has the least weightage, and uh, why not focus on other domains more than the first domain. But let me tell you one thing: domain one is the most important, if you ask me, because this will set a foundation for you. For the whole CISM training. And if the foundation is weak, your training won't be, your training and your understanding of the overall CISM certification be would fail, right? So as any if you are building a house or a high-rise building, the foundation is really necessary. So I feel that information security governance is the most important part of all the domains. And also you need to clear all the domains to get certified in CISM. Okay, so let's quickly understand what topics will be covered today. So here are a few topics which we'll be covering today, like what is governance, stakeholders, effective governance outcomes, what is value creation, difference between IT governance and IS governance, information security and IT security, enterprise governance and IS governance, importance of information security governance, and some topic specific question and answers. Okay, so what is governance? If I talk about the, what book says, Hisaka CISM Review Manual, and according to COVID, governance ensures that the needs of various stakeholders are evaluated to determine balanced, agreed on enterprise objective. Those objectives are then used to set direction through prioritization and decision making, and to monitor performance and compliance. And what is the difference between management and governance? So management would plan, build, run, and monitor activities in alignment with the direction set by governance body to achieve enterprise objective. You know, to run any organization or a country, or to effectively run any large body, you need a governing body, right? Which will govern all the how the organization would run or how the country would run, so that it can keep everything in alignment to each other. So I know I have explained just the you know bookish language, but to explain it further, first of all, we have to understand what stakeholders is exactly. So let me move on to the next slide. So stakeholders are basically person or group that has interest in our organization decision making, and it can be internal and external. So, who are the stakeholders of an organization? So, our board of directors are stakeholders, our clients are stakeholders, our investors are our stakeholders. They have interest in our organization, that whether we are making profit or we are making loss. Then the regulators and the governing body, they are the stakeholders. Then our suppliers and third parties, obviously the society where the organization is in also is considered as a stakeholder. And then last but not the least, our employees. So all these are our stakeholders. Okay. So now when you have a basic understanding of the stakeholders, let's understand again what governance is in simple terms. So first of all, the first step in governance is evaluate the needs of the stakeholders. So in the previous slide, you have seen who are our stakeholders. So first of all, we have to evaluate the needs of all the stakeholders, like um, our investors, what they require, what are their needs, our clients and our customers and our employees. So what is the expectation all the stakeholders have from our organization? Okay. Then, according to the needs, we will determine the agreed upon objectives to satisfy stakeholder needs. So, we have to determine the business objective, the organization objective, the organization mission, and organization vision. And we have to, according to the needs of our stakeholders and their requirements. Okay. Accordingly, we have to set a direction, our strategy to achieve those objectives. So this direction or this strategy would be for the senior management to achieve objective by providing strategic direction. Who are the senior management? Senior management is our C-suits, like our CEO, our CTO, our CFO, all the CXOs in the company. They are our senior management. Okay. And then monitoring to ensure the objectives are achieved to satisfy stakeholders' need. So then we'll have a proper monitoring, like a periodic review of like how we are moving towards our objectives. Are we going into right direction or not? Okay. So now as you know, to achieve the objective, we have to build a strategy, right? So how do you go ahead and move it into the right direction? How do you achieve your objective? So first of all, you have to do a gap assessment. So where we are currently and where we want to be. So what are our objectives and what is our goal, and currently where we are, right? So the gap between this current situation and our objective, to fulfill that gap, we need to build a strategy. Okay. That's when the management kicks in. So once we have a strategic direction, once we have a strategy, management would, you know, work according to that strategy and run the run the function, business process, and everything to achieve our objective. So management would plan, build, run, and monitor activities to achieve these objectives according to the strategic direction set by senior management. Okay. So overall, our board of directors would, set a business objective and business goal, and then senior management would, set a strategic direction to achieve our objective, and they would also monitor how we are moving towards our objective. And the part of the management is to plan and build and run and monitor as per our direction set by senior management to achieve the objective. So that's how governance and management is connected. Okay, now let's move to the next slide. So what is effective governance outcome? If we have a effective governance, what we can achieve by the governance? So there are 6 major achievement we can get from a good governance program. First is strategic alignment, then effective risk management, and assurance process integration. So this is called enterprise governance or corporate governance. So we'll have a strategic alignments, means our strategy would be aligned to our business goals, our business objectives, the organization's business goals and objective. Then there is effective risk management, means the risk appetite will be set by the uh, you know board of directors, and we'll have effective risk management strategy. What is our risk appetite, how much risk an organization can take, and what are our uh, you know inherent risk, and then what is our once we are what steps we'll take to mitigate those inherent risk, and how much risk we tolerate. Also there's an important point that risk can never be mitigated to zero, right? So there would always be the amount of residual risk. So the risk after mitigation, which is left, is called residual risk. So we'll know about overall risk management in domain 2. Right now, you can only know that the corporate governance or enterprise governance would set risk appetite and a risk management program. Then there is assurance process integration, which means all the assurance processes are integrated to each other, and uh, there is proper integration between all the business processes. Okay. And then the fourth point is value creation. So what is value creation? So we'll understand this in our next slide. And then resource optimization, which is optimizing the resources so that we can get the maximum outcome from them. And then there is performance measurement, which is part of business governance. So first 3 points are part of corporate governance, and the last 3 points are part of business governance. So corporate governance would be set by our leaders, board of directors, and then business governance is where senior management kicks in, and they would set a strategic direction where how we are going to optimize our resources, what value we will be creating, and also the performance measurement. Okay, so I hope I am clear until now. Let's move to the next slide. So as I said, the value, what is value creation? We'll understand this in this slide. So every enterprise exists to create value for their stakeholders, right? We have understood in our previous slide that we would be understanding the stakeholder needs, and accordingly we'll create value for them. So consequently, any enterprise, commercial or not, has value creation as governance objective. So first objective of business governance is value creation. Now, what is value creation? It means, uh, getting benefits at an optimal resource cost while optimizing risk. Okay, so it is more into uh, optimizing our resources and while we are minimizing our risk. Okay, then governance is about negotiating and deciding among different stakeholder value interest. Okay, so we understood that we have different stakeholders in an enterprise, so we have to understand each stakeholder needs, and accordingly we have to prioritize and negotiate with their needs to create value. Okay, to create our objectives. So we cannot satisfy all the stakeholder needs, but we can prioritize and we can decide among different stakeholders which needs are more important and which we can maybe try to achieve in uh, consequent years or consequent terms. So that's how governance works, right? So it would try and prioritize the needs which are more important, and then the less important needs can be maybe achieved later. Then the governance system should consider all stakeholders when making benefit, risk, and resource assessment decision. Stakeholder needs must be transformed into enterprise actionable strategy. So all these are part of value creation. So first of all, now we know who are our stakeholders and what are their needs, and how accordingly we can give a enterprise strategy so that we can uh, try and achieve the most of their needs and most of their requirements and create a value for our stakeholders, right? So any enterprise exists to create value for their stakeholders. Okay, I hope I was clear. Let's move to the next slide. Then before we move on further, we need to understand what is information and what is data. Okay, so first of all, any data is raw and unprocessed. And whereas the information is data endowed with meaning and purpose. So when any data which is factual data is raw and unprocessed, it would be just a data. And if it has a meaning and purpose, then it would be information. Like if I give an example, my phone number is, let's say, 999999. So 10 times 9. So if I say only 10 times 9, this would mean nothing, right? It is a raw and unprocessed data. It can be anything or it can be nothing. But if I add this to my name, like this phone number belongs to Devashish Kumar Dev, then it is an information. It has meaning and a purpose. So, information is the new gold in this era, whereas data without meaning or purpose is like digital garbage. So you may have, GBs and TBs of data, but if you don't associate a purpose or meaning, then this is a garbage and it is eating up your storage. And then next is information would always add value. It would help in improve decision making. It would help in improving our business process. It would help in solving problem, and it would help in improved risk management. If we have proper data, we can solve lot of problem. We can solve our business processes, and we can improve our business processes. Basically, we will know that we have, like for example, last month we performed this much, or we achieved 90% of our target, or from last 3 months we are achieving 90%, 89%, 80% of our target. So this way you would understand how the performance is going and where we are lacking. So we can improve our decision, we can improve our business process, we can improve our performance, right? Data is necessary for an organization, but if it is not uh, uh, you know solved or it is not given a meaning or purpose, then it is meaningful. Then it is not meaningful for any organization. And so information would again, you know, give continuous improvement, and protection of information is critical requirement for an organization because it has lot of meaning. It will have lot of business information, lot of financial information, and information which is required or which is um, very critical to an organization. Whereas protecting data is also necessary because if data gets into a wrong hand, any uh, wrong person can go ahead and put some meaning, or they can understand what kind of data you are parsing and what kind of data you are using to get the information. So again, both securing both is important, but what is more important is securing the information. Okay, data you can easily get from many open source products or open source, but information is where it is very critical to the organization. It is an asset to an organization. Data is not an asset, but information is an asset to an organization. Okay, now so what is IT governance and information security governance? So first let's look at the IT governance. So IT governance is it IT governance aligns with business strategy and objectives. All the governance like IT governance or information governance, it would align with, eventually it would align with our enterprise governance or corporate governance, our corporate objectives and goals, right? Then IT governance would provide tech alignment to the business goals. So how we can utilize our technology to achieve our business goals. Okay, that's all about IT governance. Then value addition by innovation, with new innovation, new technology, how we can provide value to the stakeholder needs. Then building a business resilience, aligns business process automation using technology, and manage IT infra and IT resource optimization. All these are goals of IT governance. Whereas information security governance, it would align with IT strategy and objective. Okay, because in nowadays most of the information is processed by IT to hardware or software. Then it would align with enterprise goals and objectives. It would support CIA, which is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So this is the most important part of information security, that is CIA. So any information should be confidential, should be only accessed by the person who is authorized to access it. And then integrity. Integrity means that the data should not be tampered, and it should be kept as it is. Then availability. It should be the information should be available when and by whom it should be accessed. It should be available every time. Okay. So then the next goal would be maintain information security risk within organization risk appetite. Then DR and BCP, which is disaster recovery and business continuity plan, which again supports the availability part of CIA, wherein if any disaster happens or if any business interruption happens, how the organization would recover from it, how soon it would recover. Then we have incident response and management. If there is a security incident, if there is a ransomware or a Trojan or malware outbreak, how we are going to recover. Then secured use of IT resources. Okay, then security of information throughout the org. So the information, whether it is digital or whether it is physical, So all the information, assets, and information should be secured. It should not be uh, available to anyone. Like as we said, it should support CIA. Then legal and regulatory compliance with regards to information. So nowadays we have a lot of you know acts and lot of standards, frameworks which companies are following. And if I talk about regulatory, um, acts legal and regulatory acts which are required by the company from governance to follow. So those are the legal and regulatory compliance we need to follow. Okay. Next, we have a difference in enterprise governance and information security governance. So this is not basically a difference. It is basically how they are related to each other. So as you know, till now, I think you are clear that enterprise governance would provide strategic direction, ensure objectives are achieved, determine appropriate risk management, verify responsible use of resources, provide enterprise goals and objectives, ensure stakeholder requirements are met. These are major goals of enterprise governance. And if I talk about information security governance, it is again a subset of enterprise governance. So this will provide strategic direction for security activities, ensures that objectives are achieved, ensures that information security risk is appropriately managed, effective and efficient use of enterprise information resources, and legal and regulatory compliance with regards to information. So these are basically goals of enterprise governance and information security governance. So be it information security governance, be it IT governance, all should be a subset of enterprise governance. They all should be aligned with our enterprise strategy, our enterprise objectives, goals. They should be supported by our board of directors and senior management. So you need to understand the key goal or key element of governance is risk optimization, is reducing the risk to the organization, be it enterprise governance, be it information security governance, all the governance, the key element is optimizing the risk. Okay. And then if in exam any question comes on uh, like information security governance or IT governance, how they should align with, all these should be aligned with our organization goals, our organization objective, our organization strategy. Okay. They should not work as a single function or individual function. All should be integrated with enterprise governance. Okay. Now let's move to the next slide. And information security versus IT security. So many people won't know the difference. They would understand, or IT security or information security, all these are same thing, but there is a key difference. Okay. So information security handles all aspects of information in any medium, regardless of action. So, so it could be possible in any maybe some organization should process data in physical form, like in files or written form. So information security goal is to secure all the information of an organization, critical information of an organization, be it digital, be it physical, and then is primarily concerned with security of information, then focuses increasing attention on cyber security related concerns. So cyber security is a part of information security. Okay. And then if I talk about IT security, it handles security for technology managing the information. So if there is any technology which is managing the information, or which is processing the information, or which is handling the information, or which is storing the information, that's when IT security would come. Then IT security would own the machinery, that means hardware and software that processes information or stores information. And they would function as a custodian for the data owners. Okay, the data inside the IT hardware or software, not necessarily IT would be the owner. Okay, many in major times IT is not the owner of any data. They are just the custodian of the data because their machinery is processing it, and they are not the owners of the data. The owners of the data would be different. And then again, information security, they are also not the owner of any data. They are just securing those data. Data owner could be any business process owner, like if there is any financial data, it can be, chief financial officer, or it can be finance manager. If there is any business related information, so it can be business manager or CEO or CTO, sorry, not the CTO, CEO or CIO. These kind of people, they would be the owner. So basically, CIO means chief information officer. They are majorly the owners of their most of the information. Okay, so I hope you are clear about difference between information security and IT security. Now let's move to the next slide. What is the importance or benefits of information security governance? So first point is providing assurance of policy compliance. Okay, so enterprise governance would set up organization goals, strategy, and accordingly, the policies would be created. So the policies are always, words of the board of director. Not just words. It would just be a strategic direction of how an organization should be work. And then IS governance would provide assurance that those policies are being met, being followed in the organization. Okay, by doing audits or any control testing, by checking the compliance of policies, procedures. Then increasing predictability and reducing uncertainty of business operation by lowering risk to definable and acceptable risk. So what do I mean by this point? In simple terms, this is basically business resilience. So any uncertainty or any disaster which happens in the operations of business, it would help in reducing the risk. It would help in restoring the business again. Then providing the structure and framework to optimize allocations of limited security resources. So again, this is optimizing resources. And you should understand that security is not um, a luxury, or security is always there is always constraint. It's always a expense. It is not an asset. It is not giving any monetary benefit to an organization. Though it would help in improving lot of things, it can help in getting customers and all things, but it would always be an expense. So there would always be a limited security resources. So proper information security governance should focus on using those resources, optimizing those resources, and getting the maximum benefit out of it. Then providing a level of assurance that critical decisions are not based on faulty information. So yeah, again, information is correct. Here, the second point of the CIA triad would come, which is integrity. So information security governance would also make sure that the integrity of the data is there and data is not being tampered. So all the decisions are made by actual data. Then providing a firm foundation for efficient and effective risk management, process improvement, rapid incident response, and continuity management. Okay. So giving a firm foundation, that means the data to effective risk management, as we have understood in the importance of information and data. The slide in which we had information versus data, we understood that information helps uh, you know, to get efficient and effective business process, to improve business process, to you know, get improved decision making. So all these are uh, part of getting a proper information. So if we have proper information, if an organization has proper information, then we can have effective and efficient risk management. We can have good process improvement. We can have rapid incident response and continuity management on basis of the past information, on basis of the fact and information we have. We can design all these things and we can achieve all these things. Okay. So now, providing accountability for safeguarding information during critical business activities such as mergers and acquisitions, business process recovery, and regulatory response. So it also helps in safeguarding our information during mergers, during acquisitions of companies, during business process recovery, during regulatory response. This information security governance also kicks in to safeguard information during these times. Then effective management of information security resources, then enabling new and better ways to process electronic transactions, improving trust in customer relationships, protecting the enterprise reputation. So if we have a good information security governance, we can achieve uh, good information security uh, goals. Sorry, not good goals. We can achieve, our information security goals. We can have gain trust in customer, and our customers should know that, yeah, we are following certain information security guidelines and certain information security practices. The information of the customer would be safeguarded by the company. That builds trust in of a customer in an organization, and it also helps in protecting enterprise reputation. Okay, because if any information gets leaked, the enterprise reputation is on the toss. So all these are benefits of good information security governance. Okay, I hope I am clear. Okay, so now let's come to the some question and answers, topic specific to, question and answers, which would help you to understand how questions would be asked in an exam. So let's check out the first question. So first question says, which of the following is the primary responsibility of information security governance function? Option A, defining security strategies to support organizational programs, administrating information security awareness training, ensuring adequate support for solutions using emerging technology, advising senior management on optimal level of risk appetite and tolerance. Okay, so how should we break down the question? First of all, we need to read the question carefully. Before we move on to the answer, we need to read the question. What is the requirement of the question? So if you see the question has, sorry, the question is, there is a bold letter which says primary responsibility of information security governance function. So the question is asking, what is primary responsibility of our IS governance? So answer A, sorry, option A, it says defining security strategies to support organization program. Okay, this looks fine. Then option B is administering information security awareness training. So this is, I think, a part of when we build a strategy, then we will make sure how the security culture is improved. Then we will build or administer information security awareness training. So we will go ahead and cross this uh, Then we have, um, okay, let me cross this out. Yeah, so let's cross it. Okay. Now, ensuring adequate support for solution using emerging technology. Okay. Again, this is a part of when we are building a security operation, what emerging technologies will we use. So we can cross this also. Okay. This is how when you are answering the question, you need to read the options and carefully cross which you feel are not applicable, because this question is asking about information security governance. So this means still in we are still in building a plan to build a governance function. We have not moved to the operations part. Okay. Then advising senior management on optimal levels of risk appetite and tolerance. Okay, this could also be an answer. So so now I have to choose between A and D. So what A says is defining security strategies to support organization program, right? And option B says advising senior management on optimal level of risk. So this is more a part of uh, you know our enterprise governance. Okay, this is more part of enterprise governance. Sorry for my writing. So I feel the option A is right, and that is actual the correct answer, because it says defining security strategies to support organizational programs. So what is governance? It is all about building our strategies, right? And then which should support our organization goals, our organizational programs. Okay, so here option A is the correct answer. Now let's move to the next question. Okay. Okay, let me clear this. Okay, next question is, which of the following is the greatest benefit of integrating information security governance into corporate governance? Okay, in the slide I have explained that we should integrate our information security governance into corporate governance. Okay, so this is the greatest benefit. Okay, now let's move to the option. Option A, additional qualified information security professionals can be hired. Okay. Um, this it should be crossed because we are not into, uh, so any governance won't define how we are hiring people like additional qualified information security professional. This does not define anything. Okay, then external cyber threats to the organization are identified more quickly. Okay, this is a part of our information security, uh, assessment. When we are doing a risk assessment, then we will understand what are the external cyber threats to the organization. Okay, but the question is asking greatest benefit of integrating information security into corporate governance. So this should also be crossed. Now, next is senior management commitment to information security is strengthened. Okay. And the fourth option is information security projects are managed more efficiently. So uh, these both looks that this can be correct. So we have already disqualified option A and B. Now let's read out the both the answer options again. Okay. If I talk about option D, it says information security projects are managed more efficiently. So question is talking about governance. How, like, what is the benefit of integrating the governance into corporate governance? Okay, so managing information security projects, this is objective of only information security governance, that all the information security related projects are managed more efficiently. But this is not the benefit of integrating information security governance into corporate governance. So option C says senior management commitment to information security is strengthened. So this is basically the correct answer, because when we are integrating it to the corporate governance means we are aligning our IS governance to our business objectives, our business goals. So automatically, if it is aligned to our organization's objective, the information security governance, then senior management commitment would be there. And in future, if we have any information security related projects or any information security related uh, you know programs, the senior management would know that this is aligned with all the business objectives and it should get approved more easily. So here option C is the correct answer. Now next move to the next question. Okay, let me again erase these. Okay, next question says the primary purpose of an information security governance framework is to ensure that the information security strategy is an extension of. So again, the question is the primary purpose of information security governance framework, okay, is to ensure that information security strategy is an extension of what? Okay, option A, information technology strategies. Then option B, organizational strategies. Then option C, approved business case. And then option D, formal enterprise architecture. So the question is asking how our IS governance framework is aligned, how our IS strategy is aligned with our governance framework, right? Information security governance framework. So IT strategies, okay, this could be one. Then we have organization strategy. Then we have approved business case. So this make no sense. I will cross it out. Then we have formal enterprise architecture. Again, this is also uh, not in regards to the question. So option A is a part of option B. Like IT strategies would be always a part of organization strategy. So our information security strategies should always be aligned with our organization strategy, right? This we have uh, explained in the slide also. So always you need to understand wherever the question is asking about alignment of our information security governance, our information security strategies, it would always be aligned. It should always be aligned to our organizational strategies, our organization goals, our organization objectives. Okay. So again, this option B is the correct answer. Okay. So I hope I was able to explain the questions, how you should answer the question in live exam. And you will get this kind of questions in the exam. So as I said, whenever there is a question where it is asking how the information security governance should be aligned with, or information security strategy should be aligned with, it should always be aligned with our organizational strategies, organization goals. Okay, so that's all for today's session. Thank you all for joining my session, and I hope I was able to explain you the domain one, like overview of information security governance. And domain one is very vast, as I have said earlier. So it is a full 1 day domain. So to go through all the points, it takes 8 hour session at least. But this was a quick overview of information security governance. Thank you, everyone. You everyone have a great day ahead.